Yes or no? So now, was that person real or separate? Was there a person like that?
There was.
Where?
In reality there was.
No, you meet some strangers also in the dream. But then you will have a meaningful discussion with them also. Was it real? But it is real at that point of time. What happens is your mind has the ability to conceive and project something which is deepest, innermost craving. In the dream, example. So now that ability is suppressed during our waking state. The reason is simple. We have a logical part of the brain and what you call as conscious part of the logical, the left brain and right brain. Our belief systems actually filter our experience. Okay. In hypnosis, typically you have heard of this hypnosis, right? The hypnotist, when he says your hand will become numb and cold, it will become numb and cold. There will be boils in your hand, the hands will become boiled. Boils will appear in the hand. If I do surgery, nothing will happen to your hand. Nothing will happen to the hand when you do the surgery. Pain will not be there. Have you seen such demonstrations?
I haven't seen, but I have heard.
Okay, it happens because I have seen and I have experienced also. So what happens is our body, physically I have pain, but then by suggestion body pain can be suppressed. The suggestion is nothing but to stop the belief system, what you have. Okay. Now, the belief system when it gets changed, altered in the waking state, you can experience a different level of reality which you would not have experienced earlier. Our beliefs are blocking our vision in the waking state. In dream state, those beliefs are loosened slightly. Okay, that's why we are able to fly in the dream, all those things. Now, waking state, the belief structure is loosened. If it gets removed, there's a sort of limitation which gets removed from our mind. So that time you have a connect with the higher reality called Vishnu or whatever is it. In the form which mind can understand. That is manifestation. So that takes time, effort, because the person does sadhana. Because the ultimate purpose of sadhana is to drop the limiting belief structures. Okay? Vishnu is always there. It's all infinity is Vishnu. So to perceive Vishnu in a form which I can understand, you need to do sadhana to drop the limiting belief structures. Okay? That's in the yoga. Whereas in Kundalini Yoga, what happens is you start altering the energy paths within the nervous system. At certain certain parts of the brain, what they call as what do you call it? The regions of God in the brain. I don't know whether there's a TED Talk on TED Talk. Okay, there was a lady who was a neurosurgeon in UK. Suddenly she started seeing going through a divine experience, started seeing everything as divine. She was a neurosurgeon. Everything appeared to be like a single flow, okay, a connected flow. Then she was diagnosed as a brain tumor in her right brain. Okay, it was almost 6 years she went through that. It was a beautiful experience. People normally call it divine experience. Certain part of brain got activated because of the brain tumor. Once that brain tumor was removed, experience came down to normal. So certain part of our brain has the ability to perceive a higher level of reality. So that gets activated in the Kundalini Yoga. Okay. Now even all these are not considered as final realization, because it adjusts the certain part of nervous system, certain part of brain. It uses the physical structure. Are you getting what I'm saying? Then it's a Vedantic reality. Vedanta says, okay, reality is already there. I'm not able to perceive it because of my belief systems, limiting belief systems. Let me question my limiting belief systems. So that questioning happens. Okay, that questioning happens in the philosophical framework, where it's Advaita or Vishtadvaita. So the whole purpose of philosophical framework is not brainwashing. That's the sad reality. In that philosophical system, you take your experience, compare with that statements, see which one of these is more truer, and try to drop your negative or limiting belief systems. So in the process, you are attaining a higher consciousness. Those people don't go through all these stages. Okay, that is ultimately a serene state. Serenity they attain. What you call it, Parabrahma. So there are different levels of experience when a person goes through spiritual paths. Some of them are higher level reality than what we are, but not the absolute reality. Okay? This is the overall structure of consciousness. Now, are these real? They are real. People can go through the experience, they can go through. I have gone through some of, in reality, I have gone through many of these experiences. That's why I am able to speak with clarity and understanding. What is the utility of that? The utility of these experiences is it gives you a deepest inner sense of peace and tranquility. Ultimately, it's not material benefit. Okay, not my promotion or job, nothing. Really, it gives me a sense of fulfillment. That yes,
Happiness.
yeah. I mean, it is a sense that I am as a human being, I have fulfilled what is possible. Okay, that gives a sense of it. Whether I am able to heal some people, whether I can do miracle, no. Right? Whether personally do I feel fulfilled? Yes. Whether people feel some happiness and peace with me? Yes, possibly. In my process. Now, all these manifestations are real. They are real for that person. Okay. Now, whether that is objective in nature? Yes. God is objective as well as subjective. And God is beyond objective and subjective also. When I say objective, it is available to senses, very limited. Subjective means inner experiences. Spiritual means beyond inner experiences. So, all these three dimensions can happen one by one, simultaneously, or only one, depending on the journey.
So, if you take a story where, like, say in Mahabharata, Arjuna prayed for Shiva and then Shiva appeared and gave him weapons. Arjuna praying Shiva, Shiva appearing in front of him can all be defined can all be explained by whatever you have talked. But the final part, giving him weapons which he actually used, that's not just your psychology.
No, it's not.
That there was actually someone who came and gave you actual magical weapons.
That will give. It is actually a person is physical. When there is a psychological manifestation, there is a physical manifestation also. Okay, I'll tell you physical manifestation which happened in my case. Okay, to give a relate to this. When I say all these things, I have personal individual experience of these things. Okay, it's not that I'm not telling you for credibility or this thing. What I've gone through, what I'm able to relate to Puranas or this thing I'm telling you. This Kundalini experience is what first I had, which is about 1989. I was doing my Gayatri and Sandhya Vandanam. Suddenly there was a shooting of energy in my spinal cord, nervous system, at this place. And the energy was spreading all over, inner part of the inner brain. I could feel it, like a gushing of the energy. Then when I opened my eyes, suddenly there was a shift in my consciousness, the way I perceived the world. I was feeling everything is connected, whether sky or birds, tree, everything is a part of the connected whole, a larger whole. Okay? It's a very, very deep, it's a fundamental experience. It's not visualization. It's not imagined. I could never imagine that something can happen. Definitely some part of the nervous system had got activity in that process. And I could perceive everything as real. For example, a bird is flying. So the bird and I am connected. The tree and I am connected. A sense of self which is expanded. And the result of that is actually a deep love for everything. Overflowing love, universal love. So this is what happens. And this is what really I experienced. Okay, this was because of some of the yogic practice which I had done in my childhood. And till that happens, I have no clue that something can happen. It's not that I can imagine something and just because I read something, no, it doesn't happen that way. It's a very breathtaking experience. And it shifts and alters the way you perceive the world. Okay, even if you do for 5 minutes, it makes a difference. But it lasted for several months and years. That's a different matter. That's one thing. It's called Kundalini experience. Then other thing is I had a deep devotion also. I had read what you call as the Jnaneshwari, the book commentary of Bhagavad Gita by Sant Jnaneshwari. I was deeply moved by that. And I felt I have to visit the place where Jnaneshwara was born. And what happens is these are intense desires. They touch the core of your being. And the core of being is touched, that universe will respond to that. Okay. So suddenly what happened was that once that feeling, within 1 week I had a assignment in the office. From my office I had to go to Pune. At that time no internet was there. I didn't know where Naneshwar is and all. So I went there. Then in Pune there was a 5 days training on the FPGA. So I was going to training and somebody told me there is a place called Alandi nearby and where Naneshwar is taken Samadhi. So on Friday afternoon I bunked my training and I went. Friday night was a return ticket for me. Friday night I went, bunked my this thing and I went to that place Alandi. It was about 30 miles away with the city bus. By the time I got there, there is so much of crowd. Almost like it's a sort of a big event is happening. And I can see the temple very far away, not very close. I was really wondering what time I have come and then somebody told me that that day temple is closed till 10 o'clock in the night. Because it's a special occasion. Today you have to wait till 10 o'clock to go darshan also. And I was not sure even if I wait for night I can get darshan. So much crowd. And suddenly some 3 women came. They came in, talked to me in Hindi. आपको मंदिर जाना है? हाँ. हमें एक स्पेशल परमिशन है मंदिर जाने के लिए. So I said yeah. Okay. आप आते हैं हमारे साथ? हाँ. Then these women रास्ता छोड़ो ऐसे. They told people to make the way. Otherwise men will not allow. No? So then we went to the temple and the temple is locked. One of the ladies went somewhere and brought a key. They opened the door. Then we went inside. The temple is all dark. And they didn't switch on the electric light, only lamp was there. So suddenly we went to, actually almost we are in the Garbhagudi. Normally people don't allow in Garbhagudi. See, देखिए यहाँ Naneshwar Maharaj ने समाधि लिया था. He had taken the samadhi at the age of 16. I was overwhelmed by the experience. I just did a namaskara. Then I get up. 3 people are not there. And I was all alone, left in a temple which was locked. Locked, which door was open. No, but no, not seen, no man. I just wanted to thank them, not them. I came out and I was overwhelmed by this experience. I started crying. Did the woman were there? They were there. The woman disappeared in their body. They disappeared. Okay. And why they were there? Why they pointed out? Why they came to me, talk to me? How this was just mind-boggling for me. I just started crying. There was a tree there. I started sitting near the tree. I started crying because it was so much of an overwhelming experience. I must have cried about 20 minutes. Suddenly a big crowd had gathered there. They thought I am crying out of pain. Dard ho raha hai kya? Somebody brought water. Then I was just not able to grasp what had happened. Then I said no. Then somebody consoled me. Thoda wait kar dijiye. Aaj 10 baje mandir khulta hai. How can I tell them I was in a mandir which was closed and locked? Okay. The mandir khulta hai. Aapko darshan milega. Aaj today is a very special day. Today is actually, that is what we call as Adhika Masa. That's once in 4 years, so that 1 month will be extra. And in that Adhika Masa, that was a special day because he took a Naneshwar had taken Samadhi, which means once in 4 years. आप बहुत special दिन है, आप दर्शन देके जाइए. I have no way, no reason how can I explain this. This one occasion. Such multiple things happen. Okay. Now are they physical? They are physical. Are they? But the physical, the logic of normal logic doesn't apply then. And did I visualize that? Did I imagine that it will happen? No. It is beyond imagination. Whether I have feeling, that faith that something will happen, I have faith. It's possible. God will come anytime. This happened once. Then second time what happened was that, I'm telling multiple incidents. I'm just giving an example of the facets of that. I am a member of ISKCON, International Society of Krishna Consciousness, and they send me once in a year the passes for Janmashtami. The tickets for 6 passes they sent. So this year I had gone to office and I told my wife, you come with the passes and bring my parents so that we can go to the Janmashtami darshan. My father is paralyzed, 5% paralyzed. He was very eagerly waiting for the opportunity. And when we came there, my wife said, sorry, I forgot the passes in the office, home. Now I have a problem. Problem is my father has come with such a deep. Normally we don't take him out, no, because he's paralyzed. He has come with such a desire, and the queue is very big. Even if you wait whole night, you will not get it unless you have passes. Then there's no way. I didn't want to disappoint him. I didn't have any choice, and it started raining also. Then I just closed my eyes. Just Krishna had said, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam, I will take care of your response. I will take care of it. Just close my eyes. And before that shloka is completed, somebody taps my back. I just look around. There is a person who is a typical ISKCON guy, standing, a dark guy with the nama and this thing, with the harps. So he asked me, do you want passes? He said, yes. I have 6 passes. My family is supposed to come. They have not come. Do you want to come with me? I didn't ask him. I had that shloka, just tap. So then I said yes. We are 6 people and he has 6 passes. He took us within 25 minutes. We were there taking darshan in the special pass. Then he was giving running commentary. See Krishna, see Prabhupada and all those things. Running commentary. I listened to that. Then at the end of the day, he said we came out of the temple. Said, see, these 6 passes are there. You go and take darshan, this thing there, prasadam there. They give prasadam for the 6. Okay, so take prasadam. I took this thing. Then before going, I just wanted to thank him. Nothing. Now, my ordinary logic, my imagination can't explain. Okay, this is, I'm just giving 2 sample examples. There are many more such things. So what happens is that, please understand, that our belief system limits our experience of reality. Reality is not solid. Reality is fluid. What happens is that our concrete belief structures which we have acquired in our lifetime limits our experience of reality. Now because of some reason, I call it grace, there's a gap arises in this belief system. Suddenly these things you can experience. Is reality solid? No. Reality is fluid. Because everything is energy. This appears to be solid, it is not solid, it is fluid. It's energy. But can I perceive it other way? No, I can't. Because I am accustomed to perceiving that only because of my belief structure. Can I modify my belief structure? Not easily. If the modified belief structure, can I experience alternate reality? Yes, I can.
Was there ever any incident where you knew that the person sitting in front of you was actually God? I mean, in the examples you gave.
I know. You are God. For me, anybody who is sitting in front of you. No, I'm not telling for you, praising you.
No. I'm not saying you're praising. I mean, but
I'm saying what I'm saying is.
But that from what you said, everybody is God. I mean, not just.
No. That is not word. I'm speaking of experience. There's a difference. I'm not saying for the sake of the words. I'm speaking. That's what I told you. When I experienced the explosion of the energy system flowed into this thing, every bloody thing appeared as God. When I talk to a being, a bird, look at a tree, everything appeared as a divine manifestation. Human beings. In my office, when I interact with people, as if the God is speaking to many faces. That's what I. That's the experience. That's what is called Savikalpa Samadhi. I'm not speaking for the sake of theory or I'm speaking for this thing. I'm saying practical. That's how it happens. Whether I intense desire for presence of God in front of me as a separate manifestation, I have no doubt it can happen. But I didn't have the desire. My desire was to experience God as a universal being.
So you think that if you wanted God to appear in front of you now and say give you the power to cure illnesses, it could happen?
It could happen. I have no doubt about that.
Then why would you not do it? I mean, if you...
That's not my inner urge. That's not my inner urge. My inner urge is to attain the tranquility, peace and fulfillment of life. In the process, help and guide some people in the path. There's no other urge for me. Why would I have, it is only my deepest inner urge will someday manifest. I never had any other urge other than this.
No, so for something like that to happen, it has to be a deep inner urge, you are saying. If you just want something, it won't happen. If you really, really want it, only in your case.
In any case, unless you have a superficial urges will not be satisfied. It has to be deepmost inner urge, which is spiritual calling, I call it, spiritual calling. That only will manifest.
So if there is a person whose deepest inner urge is to cure the whole world of illness, you are saying he will get that power.
Definitely.
And in all of history, there has been no such person then, that means. Because there was no point in history where the world was free of illnesses.
There may be, I don't know whether there are free of illnesses.
At least in the last century, let us say.
It was not there. I don't know about that. But what I'm saying is, all that I have no doubt that if somebody has a deepest urge, it will manifest. Okay, now Buddha said, I will not take, my desire for enlightenment is to free millions and millions of living beings who are seeking freedom from suffering, to give them enlightenment. It's my path. And you see the Buddha's teaching is flowing throughout the century today.
But how come in all of history I don't see even one example of a person who wanted to free people of their physical problems?
Christ, no. Christ cured
He did not. It's not that Christ
he didn't
cured everyone. He cured a few selective people. Or even Shirdi Sai Baba. He cured selective. He did not cure the whole world of illness.
No, they'll not be this thing, no. They'll not be focusing on the world. They're actually, if you see saints, they'll try to address root cause, not the superficial cause. The root cause of human being, not the physical, the psychological suffering. The physical suffering can exist, but psychological suffering is what they're trying to relieve. That's the root.
No, so suppose there is a saint somewhere in India, I don't know about him, but he can cure some. Let's assume there is some physical illness I have and he can cure it. But as long as he doesn't know I exist, he's not going to do it, right? He's only going to cure those people, even of their psychology, who actually know that he exists in that particular, okay, and this geography, at this latitude and longitude, there is this saint, he can cure me, let me go to him. Only those people have the benefit of that, like with Sai Baba's case. Someone who doesn't know he exists and someone he doesn't know exists is not going to help them.
No.
But that seems imperfect, right?
No, see, the imperfection and perfection from our point of view is very different. Now you are a businessman, right? Okay. So what is your solution? You are giving some website and some this thing. Okay. Do I need it?
Probably not.
I may need it. Okay. But you will not give it to me unless I seek it from you.
Okay, but there's imperfection in information here. I don't know that you exist. Not as a website in this thing, but in that case of the same.
What applies here applies there also. The seeking a solution makes a difference. If the person is seeking a solution and genuinely deep inside they believe it happens, it will happen. Okay, take your mother's case. Okay, let us not take general terms, right? I'll be very frank and wait. She's suffering, no doubt about that. Okay. Now, is there a solution which can happen to her? Or some relieving can happen to her? If there's a deep inside her belief system, please understand her belief system, ultimately it's her experience, is that I will be relieved of this suffering, then she'll be relieved. But deep inside, she has no belief in that.
But trying to get that belief is like trying to win the Olympic gold medal. It's an extraordinarily difficult feat. It's a mental feat in this case.
No, I'm saying, as I told you, our experience of life is limited by our belief system. Whatever experience, whether it's flying in the air or this thing, right? Okay. Now, there's an ingrained belief system that this is a gone case. Whatever is it. Okay. Now, if that belief system gets altered because of whatever reason, the cure will happen. It's not, the person is not important, other person. Deep inside, the belief structure is to be changed. Whatever way. Now, whether we can change? Now, please understand that whether Christ or anybody said, Ramana Maharshi is in the presence of Ramana Maharshi, Ramana didn't do anything. In presence, somebody got healed. Then Ramana Maharshi said, it is because of your faith. Faith means ultimately deep belief system. Ultimately, it is your faith or belief system which changes you, because your experience, your life gets altered by that. The person who is doing that is incidental, not that he has some magical powers. Christ did so much of things, right? Ultimately, he said it's your faith. Have faith. Now, the faith means your belief structure, which will change it. I have no doubt about that. It's not the person's power, but ultimately, it's the belief system.
That is the same as believing that if you pray, sit in one place and pray for 40 years or 50 years, God will appear in front of you. He certainly will. You cannot do it. That is the problem. Only 1 in a million persons can do it. So only 1 in a million persons can rid themselves of their own beliefs.
Yeah.
That is why you need God, because only 1 in a million persons can do it by themselves.
God is not something which is very special manifestation.
Or that is why you need someone with special powers, because people cannot do it themselves.
That special powers is what we call as the person who has dropped his belief systems or who has altered belief systems. Okay. Now, if you are looking for that person, he is somewhere which we don't know. Nowhere, none of us. But what we are, each of us are aspect of that divinity. Okay, because when I say God, is a universal part, and that manifests through you, that manifests through us, that manifests through him. Right? So now, for a person who is close to her, you are the God in that sense. Now, you may not be able to relieve her of the disease, but definitely you are relieving her of some of her suffering, whatever way, giving a comfort, whatever way. Is that God not playing that role?
I'm obviously talking of being able to cure her of the physical ailment.
The physical ailment curing, that's what I'm saying you. Physical ailment curing is dependent on her belief structure. I mean, I'm not giving as a boasting, okay? I'll tell you some examples which have happened in my life. How the
You send me some video where I mean...
No. I'm telling you the actual thing which happened. Okay? This is a person whom you know. Okay? I don't want to tell the names. I had gone to his house. Then, he said he was very happy. He said, you are coming the right time. My mother is diagnosed for terminal case of lymphoma. She wants to see you and can you heal her? That was my question, which is very simple, straightforward. I said, I don't have such powers. He said, my mother believes that you can heal her. I had no clue what this lymphoma is all about. And she was lying in the bed. And where is the lymphoma is? That it has swelling here and it has spread all the way up to liver. Doctor said no radiotherapy, no chemotherapy because it's already age is barred. You can't end it. So take her home. She has swelling and she is in a terrible pain. Then she said, please heal me. My Baba, Sai Baba. Baba has told me that you will be healed. To tell you frankly, I didn't have any clue about this. Okay. Then to console her, what I said is, okay, fine. I'll just touch this place. I held it like this. To my surprise, suddenly it started shrinking. Okay. It was almost like the rubber ball size. It started shrinking and it became a peanut. I was touching it. That took less than 10 minutes. It just became a peanut. Then I was wondering what happened. She fell asleep. So I was in that city for next 2-3 days because of office work. So the next day, the day after next morning, he came. Another call came. Can you please come? My mother wants one more round of healing. I go there. This is not there. Nothing is there. The swelling here is gone. Okay. It's very comfortable. She lived after 2 years after that. Now, is there a miraculous power in me? Is there a faith in her? Yes. I was just an instrument. The whole process. Whether this healing happened, it happened. Whether I did something, I am 100% sure that I did something. Other than touching. Okay? But her intense desire is what healed her. Or intense faith, whatever I call it. And she lived for another 2 years. And she died of old age. not because of disease. And I have another person who died a week, 10 days back, with the same disease. Right. So now, what makes a difference is the faith of the person. The faith is the one which heals, because faith has the impact on the body. Okay, the person, whether it's a saint or who is that in front of him, is only an instrument to reflect the faith back. Not more than that. It is, please understand, that power is not the power of the person, it's the power of the faith. Faith is not a belief structure. As this person was he healed? Okay. Now, Gayatri was not seeing my face actually. She was not talking to me. She saw dramatic healing in him, and then only she talked to me. Otherwise, she never talked to me. When I go to her house, you know how she treats me? So this person, Prasad, wanted somehow for me to come to his house. When I go there, okay. Now there is a dramatic healing which happened. I am sure I am not responsible for it. It is his faith that something will happen which is responsible. And that changed her attitude. Okay. So whether I have some miraculous powers, I don't have. But whether there is a faith in the person that I can do something, that is a big thing. Okay, to have faith in somebody is a big thing. In today's world, where to have faith in somebody.
There are both cases. In one case, a person has faith and the faith heals her. In another case, a person does not have faith, but still the other person heals her because he has some special powers.
No, I'm saying that is not the case.
So you're saying that can never be possible?
It is the person who is having powers, he has the power of inspiring this person.
Okay, so then we are looking for people like that who has the power of inspiring you to have faith.
That inspiration is what reflects the faith. Okay. Ultimately healing happens because of faith, but the greatness of that person is the ability to inspire. It's not easy, no. It's not easy in today's world to have faith on somebody, right? How can you have?
No, if he's already done things like that. Or if he can do things like that in front of your eyes. If someone cures someone else of cancer in front of your eyes, 100% you'll have faith immediately.
No, this lady whom I was talking about, she has not seen.
No, but she told Sai Baba told her that she will heal you. So her faith in Sai Baba was this thing. If Sai Baba tells me that someone will heal someone, whoever that person is, I'll have 100% faith on him immediately. So,
that's not what happened. I'm telling you the incidents, okay, and my conclusions out of that. How it happens.
Faith is absolutely important, there's no doubt about that.
The faith means belief structure, okay? Belief structure, because the reality is fluid, reality is not solid. Okay? The question is, can we see alternate reality depends on our ability.
Even children are born with a belief structure.
They pick up very soon from your parents.
One is what they acquire through the environment. But they also must be then born with...
That's inherent. It's called past life karma or whatever you call it.
Belief
What was
structure
that?
is...
Nothing, sir.
Belief structure is from past life or society?
It is the past life and current contribution. Both.
Environment, parents, everybody.
So whole of spiritual journey, please understand, is dismantling these belief systems. Or scrapping some of them useless belief structures. That is the real spiritual journey. That's why the spirituality, everywhere they stress on the faith. Okay, faith is ultimately boils down to dropping unwanted belief structures. Belief structures which are blocking our potential. Belief structures which are blocking our peace. That is the spirituality. It is not to do with nothing to do with 20 years or 30 years. It's not brute force. Have you got anything to say?
Nothing, sir.
Did I tell you what I told is correct?
Yes.
Huh? You know how Gayatri was treating me? When I go to your house, a dirt. Hello, a headache has come.
Exaggerating, Guruji.
You don't remember, my dear. I remember. Okay, you have come to a stage where you forgotten many things. Actually, this fellow, the Prasad used to pull me. Come. Okay, he had, I think, at least some grace will bring some sense of reality to her head. And I go there, I will be embarrassed. Okay, I mean that sofa is there, right? The sofa is this way, this way. I sit there. This lady comes. Look at wall. And talk to me. And then somehow this person said, you go to my class. Okay. She came to first class. I thought I had done such a terrible karma in my life. What a bad karma I have done. Okay, so I'm telling you really. Okay, her face was swollen like with such a like a very angry this thing, no? I only remember that what that movie ra 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 ra. Not that movie. Like that, her hair is the same. She sits and tall. Actually, she didn't come. Prasad didn't come. We had another common friends. So somehow they pulled her, and for her sake they came and sat in the class. Now this lady, the way she was treating me, I was, oh my God, why I am this thing? First class or second class. After that, she cooled down. It was so tough. Okay, you think Guru has a magical power or something? So, if I say God, where is God? What God? Like I should ask questions. I am telling you everything what is experiences. These are the experiences, okay? And from this I mean, there may be something more than I comprehend, but this is my understanding of reality, of spiritual journey. What, yeah? Laughing?
This part you will never forget. And you will tell to every new student on board. Surely he will take back. You look at this.
See, I have to give live examples of it. Right? If I say some person, then what is Prabhu is creating stories. So if I speak of real person only, then some reality is there.
He's saying I don't remember anything. Once done, over, that's all. Because he doesn't remember most of his talks. Like, did I talk this? But this particular thing, every time
She also spoke of Ganeshwari experience, no?
Yeah.
That
is something else.
Actually, Prasad is the reference is there. Ask Prasad whether I am telling truth or not.
No, I know that. Why do you have to bring it up every time?
No. I am telling you, as a real life example, your brother is there, he can very well relate to you. No, if he says, no, you are lying, my Gayatri is such a sweetheart, she has been always very nice, then I am telling you. What are you saying? Gayatri has been a gem and she is an angel. Then I will be.
No, Gayatri is a gem and an angel.
I think these are the questions when I came to you first time. Where is God? Is there?
Where is God? Is everywhere. All universal aspect is God. Okay. Now the God as a miracle, God as a something extraordinary, is something I would not stress so much. I would say God is ordinary. It's a day-to-day life.
See, my thing is, you are talking about someone else, the world is talking about someone else. The world is talking about a God who's a miracle doer. You are talking about a God who's a part of nature, who cannot do anything special for you. If he cannot do anything...
What do you mean by anything special? How do you breathe? How does our heart beat? Is it not special for you?
It's not. I didn't ask for it.
Huh.
See, you make a I think this is a thought that everyone has.
No.
We did not ask for life. We give life to someone, then put suffering in that life, and then then say that I gave you so many nice things.
No.
Okay, if you want me to cut a deal with you, I don't want the nice things. I don't want the bad things.
No.
Just dissolve me in the universe.
No. That's not the point. What some person is going through, okay? We can appreciate the suffering, external suffering, and what is going through. But what is happening within the person, in terms of belief structure, in the thought process, we can't see it. Okay? So now, that's where the problem is. Not the external. External suffering is, we can appreciate. There is a problem, there is a pain. But the God responds to innermost urges. The intervention happens based on the innermost urges. Now, if that is blocked somewhere, there's nothing will happen in that case.
That's what I'm saying. God should know what our innermost urges should be. Just because your innermost urge... No, even if God says that you don't believe that you can be healed and therefore I won't heal you, then He's not a God.
No. That's not the case. There is, what I say is, the innermost urge to be healed. If it's not there, for whatever reason, it won't happen. Now, whether that is there or not, I'm not here to judge, nor you. But I know, in the cases, that there is no innermost urge to get healed. There may be superficial craving for healing, but innermost it's not there.
Do you really think so? Because there will be so many people in intense pain in trauma centers of hospitals. They desperately want to get rid of that pain.
Whatever I'm saying with 100% conviction.
No. I'm not talking about conviction. I'm saying that all those people definitely want to get healed.
No. It's not true. They have a craving which is definitely to alleviate suffering. But what happens deepest, innermost of the core of the being is what I'm speaking of. And if it's not there, it will not happen. God responds to the deepest, innermost feelings. Now, God is not a dictator who will go and superimpose His will on somebody. Now, what I'm saying may not be convincing enough you, but I am really very clear. This is how it operates.
No, I know that is how it operates. The proof is the whole world. So, I'm not saying that I have a problem with how it operates.
You have a problem with how it operates, but I'm saying...
That is the whole crux of the argument. The whole crux of my point is that this is not the way it ought to be.
No. It's not the way it ought to be is very strange statement. The reason is, all of us have a free will, so-called free will. And nobody wants that free will to be tampered in whatever way. What I want to speak, what I want to do this thing. Okay? The free will to choose what is required for your life lies with the individual. And God in no way tampers with that.
But what if my free will is that God, I want you to alter my free will?
If it is there in the deepest urge, I can give in writing 100% it will be altered. I am not sure that urge exists within deep within. In the surface they will talk, in the talks, in the communication it may happen, but is it a deep urge? I am not sure. In the case which you are referring, which is a mother, or in general case. Okay? The reason is simple. We have layers and layers of being. Conscious is only 5%. The deep within urge is there, which is very different from explicit communication. So, we may not like it, but that's how it is.
Okay, one question, I hope this won't sound rude, but if you were God, would you run the world the same way as it is being run today?
100%. I am God. So are you. In the sense, do you like your free will to be tampered with?
If my free will, I don't want my free will to be tampered with. Which is why when I'm saying that my free will is that you tamper with my free will, then it is being tampered with by not responding to that.
Now, if it's a real desire of that nature, that's what is called surrender, and then it will be tempered. That's why in Bhagavad Gita it says, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarvabhave Vimokshajam. When you surrender, that is you are surrendering your free will, totally, altogether. Okay? If that surrender happens, I have no doubt that it will be a heaven.
That line to me sounds like a Bollywood movie. It's like a romantic notion. In real life, it doesn't happen. Once you come out of once you close the book, you're back. Once you get out of the theater, it's the real world. Once you close the book, it's the real world.
No. What you call as real world is a perceived world. It's not real enough. What is our perception is only 5% of reality. Now, are you able to really know the real world? How much reality of the real world you know?
I mean, whatever I'm seeing.
No, what you are seeing
could
is
be,
what you are seeing is only very fraction of the reality, right? It's very, very small fraction of reality. It's a transactional reality. It's a perceptual reality you are seeing. But are you speaking of reality? If you are able to see the reality, even 5% or 10% of reality, it's very different. When you say reality, which reality has become? Perceptual reality or transactional reality? Which reality? Our conscious mind, conscious structure is less than 5% of our being. Forget about somebody, understanding somebody. Even our own deep layers of what's happening, we don't understand. And ultimately, nature responds to the deepest reality, deepest urge within us. Now, why somebody has some urge, I can't give answer. But whether somebody has some urge, I definitely say yes. I am able to tell because I come across different people, okay, with different types of suffering. Because of whatever reason they come to me. Okay. When I look at their life, when I start understanding, I have availability of people and information slightly greater than what you come across. Because you come across business people, I come across people who are suffering at different levels. When I see their life, I wonder why they are sabotaging their life like that. They are self-sabotaging belief systems, which is very obvious to me, but they don't accept it. Very, very obvious to me in many cases. They bring an alternate viewpoint, not ready to accept. It's not possible. Now, why they have such self-sabotaging belief systems? I can't say. But whether they have it, yes, they have it. Now, as long as they have it, nobody can help externally.
See, at some stage to me it appears, like I hope I'm not sounding like I'm complaining, there's nothing you can do, there's nothing anybody can do. But it's like serving alcohol to a minor, giving people free will is like serving alcohol to a minor. There's a reason you don't serve alcohol to a minor and there's a reason you don't give free will to people who cannot handle it. You are giving 7 billion people free will and most of them cannot handle free will, which is why the world is like this today. And then after you give someone free will when he cannot handle it and then say that it is because of you are not exercising your free will.
You decide that I don't want free will and give it now. You decide that I don't want free will and give it now. Nobody said no.
I think I've already decided. It's not being accepted. That is. No, if my free will says that I want the best to happen to me, whatever. I mean, I want the world to be in a certain way, and it's not happening.
The world to be a certain way is none of your business.
I don't see why not. But anyway, I mean that is a different.
World to be certain is none of your business.
No, but then if the
my life is certain way, yes, it's definitely your business. But the world to be a certain way is beyond scope of an individual business. If you are universal, definitely world you can change. World you have this thing. But I don't know whether it is the scope of your way that this should be the okay. Let us wish that the going on the left hand side of the road is right in India. America right hand side of the road is. I would say that no, it should be right hand side of the road in India also. It's beyond my scope. To alter the laws of different places is beyond my scope. Why should I? Even to alter the laws of India also is not in my scope. Right? Why should there be two different types of cars? Left side steering and right side steering. I would say no, it should be universal. I can have a universal, but then it's beyond scope. Whether to decide that no, my car will have steerings on both sides, left hand side and right hand side. Is that in your scope? I was giving some simple, trivial example.
I know.
No, Baba, this discussion is more to do with the understanding the behavior of the universal principles. Okay, this is how the universe behaves. Is my understanding. It may not be so. Okay, that's how I am convinced that this is how it is. Maybe my conviction is another belief system. It's okay, but I have seen many places the belief system getting strengthened by what I have seen. So I believe, and more or less, it is in tune with whatever I have heard and listened through scriptures to the best of my knowledge. This is how the universe behaves. Okay, I'm not going by what is that anecdotal notes or miracles. This happened there. I'm not going by that. I'm not going by mythology also. This is my observation of life, my experience of life. This is how I have come to a conclusion. That's my understanding. And from my understanding, from my knowledge, I have created a framework. This is the framework in which operates. And no doubt it is limited to by my ability, my this thing. But this is the framework which I understand works for me. Now each of us will create our own frameworks which will give us a freedom of life to the best of our ability.